Rajendra from Panipat has asked me to explain the meaning of Hari Om Tatsat. Let us first understand from where this Mahavakya, supreme saying, has been taken. This Mahavakya, supreme saying, is the 23rd verse of the 17th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Hari Om Tatsat is a Mahavakya, supreme saying. There are many Mahavakyas, supreme sayings in our culture, and the scriptures like Aham Brahmasmi is a Mahavakya, I am Atma Brahma is a Mahavakya. What is Mahavakya, supreme saying, words through which Brahma, God, is expressed? Similarly, Hari Om Tatsat is also a Mahavakya, supreme saying, and it is also an expression of Brahma, God. As I said, all Mahavakya, supreme sayings, are concise and formulated expressions of the Brahma, God. This too is an expression of Brahma, God, which Brahma, God, the creator of this universe. To understand the meaning of this Mahavakya, supreme saying, let us first understand the first word Hari. What is the meaning of Hari? It is also called Brahma or Ishwar. So, Hari means Ishwar, God, or Brahma, God. Who is the creator of this creation? Time and again our scriptures have stated that there is a creator of this entire universe. And that creator is Brahma. Scientists say that there is no creator and the creation has appeared on its own from nature. Similarly, there is no mention of any creator in the Buddhist scriptures. However, all our Hindu scriptures such as the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Brahma Sutra, the Bhagavad Gita say that there is a creation, there is a creator as well, and that creator is Brahma, God. And who is that Hari? This conscious Akash, supreme space, is Brahma, God. Sometime in a very silent and secret expression, Upanishads and other scriptures like Vivek Chudamani, Kaivalya Upanishad, Nirvana Upanishad, or Advaita Gita by Dattatreya tell us about the Brahma, God. I've noticed a surprising trend that our scriptures do not reveal the secret of the Creator in a direct reference. They always refer to Brahma, God, indirectly, as it is like Gagan, space. However, they could have directly said that it is Gagan, space. This secret was first revealed by Osho. What did Osho say? Osho said that जिसने आकाश की चैतन्यता को जाना उसने ही ब्रह्म को जाना उसने ही परमात्मा को जाना. The one who has perceived the consciousness of space has known the Brahma, God, known the divine. This is a very direct announcement by Osho. I have noticed that scriptures saying it is like Gagan, space, but only Osho had the courage to make the direct announcement, considering the requirement of the present age, that one who has perceived the consciousness of space has known the Brahma, God. In other words, the space itself is Brahma, God. However, the sky appears inert and it cannot be realized as Brahma, God, by you or any person unless its consciousness is realized. The conscious space is Brahma, God. Yet, Osho clarified that only for those who have realized the consciousness of the space for them. The space is Brahma, God, and in fact, it is Brahma, God. For this I had written in Diwane Murshid, मेरे मुर्शिद ने कहा सिद्धार्थ सुन आसमां खुद है खुदा हम क्या करें दिए के नीचे अंधेरा क्या करे या खुदा तू ही बता हम क्या करें. There is darkness beneath the lamp. The Brahma God is before us, but we go on looking for God at different places like the Himalayan cave. Some go to temples, some go to masjid, Kaaba, Kashi. Some go on pilgrimages to find God, when God is already available before us. But we are unable to see Brahma God because we do not know that space itself is Brahma God. It is a great privilege, and you all are very fortunate that you can know the consciousness of space and recognize Brahma God. So the first word of this Mahakavya, supreme saying, is Hari, which means Brahma God, which is nothing other than the vast consciousness space before you. the limitless space before you and the wholeness of the space before you, and this itself is Brahma God. The second word of the Mahakavya, supreme saying, is Om. What is the meaning of Om? Om is the reverberating divine sound of the existence, in the entire existence, whether formless or with form, whether in our inner space or the outer space, whether it is consciousness or it is a matter. Omkar, divine sound resonating everywhere, and this Omkar divine sound is all pervasive sound. I have noticed that sometimes even poets in their imagination are able to reach sages' level of realization. Then for the first time, I read the poem of Suryakant Tripathi Nirala, famous Indian poet known as Nirala. I stood amazed to see that, despite being a poet, Nirala is talking about the ultimate truth. Nirala had spiritual inclination and was a seeker too. He has the credit to translate Katha Amrit, written by Sri Ramakrishna Paramahams in Bengali, into Hindi version for the first time. Listen what Nirala is saying in his poem. Mon rahi har, kan kan kar kankan, priya, kin kin rav, kinkani, ranan ranan nupur. Please listen, he's referring to the reverberating Omkar divine sound as ranan ranan nupur. Urulaj laut rankini or mukhar payal swar kare bar bar. An anklet of the feet of God is ringing. He is further saying, Priya pat par chalati, sab kehte shringara mon rahi har. He is further saying, शब्द सुनो हो तो अब लौट कहाँ जाऊं उन चरणों को छोड़ और शरण कहाँ पाऊं. The feet of Brahma God is situated as Atma, soul in us. Sages call it Atma and devotees call it as lotus feet of the divine. Baje saje उरुके इस सुर के सब तार, प्रिय पथ पर चलती सब कहते श्रृंगार, मौन रही हार. बजे सजे उर के इस सुर के सब तार, प्रिय पथ पर चलती सब कहते श्रृंगार, मौन रही हार. Nirala is giving his statement about Omkar, divine sound. So the Omkar, divine sound, is reverberating in the entire existence. It is resounding in our soul as well. Our sages and saints have called it by many names. Our sages have called it as Paranav, Udgit, Nad, Anahat Nad, Anahad Nad. Our saints have called it as Nam, Ram, Satnam. Bhagwan Mahavir has called it as Apurva Karan, Apurva Shrut. Saints have given other names like Kabir Sahib, called it Shabad. Gautama Buddha too called it Shabad. Particularly saints of Santamat like Kabir, Darya Sahib have called it as Sar Shabad. Muhammad Sahib called it as Bange Asmani. Sadai Asmani also called it as Kalma. Jesus called it Logos. All religions, whether it is Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, Christianity or Islam, have referred to Omkar as divine sound. There is no religion where we do not find mention of Omkar, the divine sound. Though Omkar has been named differently, yet protagonists of all religions, Tirthankaras, Buddhists, Fakirs, saints have talked about Omkar. So what is Omkar? Patanjali has very beautifully stated that the purpose of Omkar as being the indicating entity of Brahma. Had Omkar not been there, there could have been no way to perceive Brahma, God. When Osho is saying that the day consciousness of space is perceived, but unless Nad, the divine sound, is perceived, Brahma, consciousness, cannot be perceived. Patanjali is therefore saying, and he is right, that Tasya Vachaka Pranav, his indicator is Omkar. This entity which makes us aware of the presence of God is Omkar. Anahat. Why? Because it is Anahat sound, unstruck sound. That is sound which is not created by any friction. All other sounds are created by friction. And the sounds which are created by friction can be recorded by any instrument. Anahatna, the unstruck divine sound, is only sound which cannot be recorded by any audio instrument of the world. Why? Because it is out of their recording range. It is not ahat sound, struck sound. Here it is an indicator of Brahma. Why indicator of Brahma? Because any sound created by friction of a particular matter can be an indicator of that matter. But anahat sound, unstruck divine sound, which is created without a friction, is the indicator of Brahma. Sage of the Chandogya Upanishad says, Om iti Brahma, Om is Brahma, Om is the divine sound, it is Brahma. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji in his famous discourse of Japji Sahib says that Ek Omkar Satnam. This Omkar, divine sound, which is the sound of soul, is Satnam. All other names have been given by us. In fact, Omkar is the only true name. Rest everything in the existence which has been named by us is an expression of Omkar. Thus, everything is Omkar, divine sound. However, we have given different names to different expressions. So, Ek Omkar Satnam. Karta Purak. Karta Purak is the creator of this creation. Nirbhay, Nirbhay. He doesn't have any fear. Nirvair, Nirvair. He does not have any enemy. Rather, he nurtures all. Akal Murat. Akal Murat is beyond time. Ajoni or Anjoni, Hindi scriptures say that God comes as reincarnation. But Guru Nanak Ji and all other saints are of the view that only Vishnu comes as reincarnation. Brahma never incarnates and takes birth in any womb. Saibham, he appears on his own and does not come from any yoni. Guru Prasadi, how will you know? Only by the grace of the Guru you can know him. So the second words of this Mahavakya, supreme saying, is Om. The third and fourth words of this Mahavakya, supreme saying, are Tatsat. What is the meaning of Tatsat? Only he is Shasvat, eternal, meaning other than him, everything else is short-lived. This is the identification of Brahma. He is only Shasvat, eternal. Adi Sachu, Jugadi Sach. Hai bhi Sachu, Nanak hosi bhi Sach. God has eternally been there from the beginning. He had been there in the past, has been there in the middle, and shall be there in the end as well. He will live always, be there. Therefore, he is Shasvat, eternal, and everything else is short-lived. That is why Upanishad says, Brahma, God, is immovable, comes from nowhere and goes nowhere. For example, after death, the Jivatma, individual soul, goes elsewhere. Similarly, planets, constellations, and all other living beings are transitory and movable. Brahma is Shasvat, eternal, is non-transitory, immovable, and stable. Other than Brahma, everything else is transitory. That is why Saint Rajab in a beautiful style says, Santo ave jaye su maya. Santo, that which comes and goes, whatever comes and goes is an illusion. Different words in Hari Om Tatsat are thus analyzed. You have asked what is the meaning of Hari Om Tatsat. Its meaning is that Govind, the God, is manifested as Omkar, and that is the only absolute, established, and eternal truth. Rest, everything is an illusion and false.